Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing today? It's your girl Francesca once again. I hope you're doing fine. If you're seeing this channel for the first time, please subscribe, like, share, comment so that YouTube can recommend my videos, okay? And if you're an old comer, thank you for staying put. God bless you. So today we are sewing this two-piece, but we're starting with the top first. That have one side shoulder and one side off shoulder and the new length. Okay, so you start by folding your fabric into two, just like I've done, and then with your tape you measure. The length I'm working with for this top is 40 inches from shoulder, because this is a 2.5 meters fabric anyway. So I've measured my neck, the neck length and the width. The neck length I went down a little bit. I used 2.5 inches for that, and the width I used 2 inches. And then the shoulder I'm working with is 14 inches divided by 2.7. I'm gonna ahead to do that, and now I'm getting the shoulder slant by 1 inch, and I'm gonna go ahead to mark my shoulder slant. The next is the armhole. I use 8 inches for the armhole. I'm gonna go ahead, rule a straight line and then curve. Okay, that has been done. Now the next is to get my bust to bust point, from shoulder to bust point rather, and that's 11 inches. I'm going ahead to mark a straight line, and then I counted 3 inches for under bust. My actual under bust is also 14 inches though from shoulder, but in case you didn't measure your under bust, just count 3 inches from bust point. That's your under bust. Now the length, like I said, that's me measuring the length. The length I use 40 to 45 inches. Now I'm getting my bust circumference, my full bust circumference divided by 4. I marked and added 2 inches for sewing allowance. The same thing with the under bust. I marked and added extra 2 inches for sewing allowance. So I'm going to connect the lines together now, just like so. And then I draw it all the way down. Now it's time to cut. So if you have watched this video to this point, please give it a thumbs up, okay? So that YouTube can recommend my videos. Thank you. Now because this table is not that long, it's not that wide rather, that is why you didn't see the full length all the way down, but at least you can see a better part of it. So I'm going to go further to trim the shoulder. Okay, I trimmed it more. I now made it 5 inches instead of 7 inches. And then I cut. Now the next thing is to get the style. So I'm going to open this fabric now. Remember the top, one side is off shoulder and one side is with shoulder. So I'm just going to rule it with my chalk and cut off the one side that is off shoulder. So now one side is off shoulder and one side is with shoulder. Okay. Now with the remaining fabric, we're going to cut the back of this top. I'm going to have to spread it. I'm also going to fold into two as usual. That has been done. Now I'm going to place the front one on top of it to trace it out. I've also brought out the 1 inch zip allowance. Okay, so this is me cutting it out or tracing it out. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, okay? Also drop a comment. It encourages me to do more. Thank you. So I've divided the zip allowance. Yeah. So this is me tracing out the zip allowance line, so that when I'm sewing it to be easy. Okay. Now the next thing is to spread this back on. Just open it and cut the same design, the same off shoulder, one side off shoulder and one side shoulder we did in the front, that part. Now I'm going to just spread the front part on top of the back part, right side facing right side. Normally you can close up the zip allowance first before getting this style. You can close it off first before going, so that the back and the front top will be equal. But you can also do it this way. So I choose to do it this way before going to my machine, okay? So just make sure that the one side is properly covered, and then go ahead and cut it off. So make sure it's right side facing right side. Right side facing right side. Okay, now I'm going to use bias to fold the neck. And for the front, I'm also going to use my bias to fold the neck as well. And here they are. I've closed up the zip allowance area, and I'm going to head to fold the neck side with the bias. Now the next is to place the front part on top of it. So now both the front and the back part are both equal because I have closed up the zip allowance. Now I'm getting my full measurement, my actual measurement. So my bust measurement is 35 divided by 2. This time no longer by 4, now I divide by 2. So this is me counting it and removing the extra 2 inches allowance I placed when I was cutting it for the allowance. But now this is my actual measurement, okay? So this is me placing my tape to be sure that is the actual measurement. I'm going to go ahead and link it up to my armhole, and then I'll stop here. So when I'm sewing, I will sew and stop here. I'll first of all close the shoulder, sew and stop here, and sew and stop here. You know, it's a side slit, so there's no need to sew it all the way down. Now to the sleeve, because this fabric is not enough, this is just 2.5 fabrics. This is just 2.5 yards of fabric. I'm going to just put short sleeve on one side of the top. I'm just going to make it my own style. Normally it was supposed to be long sleeve because I was trying to recreate the exact one on my display picture. But because I don't have enough fabric, I'm just going to make it my own style. I'll put one sleeve on one hand and then the other one will just be sleeveless, okay? So I'm going to have to cut out the sleeve. My armhole, my round armhole is 7 inches, but I'm going to add 1 inch extra allowance. That's sewing allowance, making it 8 inches, okay? Now, this is how to measure your side arm. Side arm. From one end of the arm to the other is the side arm, okay? So this is me, doing it just to show you so you won't get confused, okay? So let's say 8 inches. It's supposed to be 7 or 7.5, but let me do 8 inches just to be on the safe side, okay? So now I'm going to place that 8 inches here. 8 inches divided by 2 is 4, okay? It's 4 inches. Because the cloth is folded, that is why I'm making it 4 inches. If it wasn't folded, you leave it at 8 inches. Because when you open the fold now, you see that it's still 8 inches. Now, the armhole of the dress, you place it on top of the sleeve and trace it out. So that the reason for this is so that the armhole on the sleeve and the armhole on the dress will be equal. Okay? You just do what I'm doing and you will get it. Now, go ahead and cut it off. You see, this is exactly 8 inches, like I said, because I've opened it now. Now I'm going to sew here and fold the edges as well. But let me use pins to make illustration. So this is me pinning that region. Now I'm going to go ahead and open it up and show you how to sew it on the sewing machine. So I'm flipping it up to the right side, and then with the armhole of the dress of the top, right side facing right side, you place the armhole to armhole, and then go ahead and sew it round. Sew it this way, round, and sew it the other side as well. Okay, and then fold the extra rough part. And here it is, guys. This is the sleeve. I've used bias to turn it all up, and this is the sleeveless part. Okay, like I said, the dress wasn't much. It's just 2.5 years. That's why. So this is it, guys. Very simple and beautiful. You're gonna love it. Just so easy. So you can see the shape of the neck. One side shoulder, one side off shoulder. And this is a slit. And I've folded the edges as well. And yes, guys, this is me wearing it. Very demure. And this is the neck. Yeah, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate. See you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, especially comments, please. Your comment is so sweet. I love your comments. Please always comment, okay? Thank you. Oh my god, that's my assistant, always showing up for me. All right. Bye, guys.